There are more sheep than people in Wales, waterfalls occur above sea level, and Taco Bell always gives you diarrhea. Facts you just know to be true. Except the second one isn't true. Yes, while your knowledge of waterfalls may consist of Niagara Falls and the one you saw in a national park when you were 7, there is a place in the world where a natural phenomenon occurs and an underwater waterfall is formed. And that is on the island of Mauritius. Now, if you've never heard of Mauritius, you are definitely missing out. But don't worry, I'll catch you up to speed. Firstly, believe it or not, the underwater waterfall is not the only thing the small island near Madagascar is known for, because it was also the previous primary habitat of a small flightless bird, yes, the dodo, which I'm going to stop talking about, otherwise I will start crying. Rest in peace, dodo. Mauritius is also known for being one of the newest major features on our planet. This, unlike the dodo fact, is important to how the underwater waterfall occurs. But before we jump into all that sciencey stuff, let's just take a second to admire how absolutely beautiful it is. Wow. Honestly, probably one of the most picturesque places on our planet. Okay, that was enough. Now, how does it happen? There are two parts as to how the waterfall is formed. Firstly, as I mentioned earlier, Mauritius is one of the most recently created features on Earth, having only been created in the past few million years, which I know sounds like a lot, but is actually very recent when you're speaking about the creation of land masses. These islands were created through eruptive volcanic forces, pushing land masses above sea. But at the same time, near the island, a submarine plateau was created. This plateau is a long stretch of predominantly flat ocean floor, up to 4,000 meters deep, which is the same length as about 1,250 elephants stacked on top of each other. So a lot. And while most continents that you're probably used to have this gradual transition from land to deep ocean waters, Mauritius, which borders on the submarine plateau, experiences an immediate plunge into deep waters off one side of the island. This is part one of how the underwater waterfall occurs. And you can see it in the photos. You can see the lighter coloured waters where it looks fun and ready to swim close to the surface, and the deep waters where the waterfall flows into, and where I would literally never want to swim above, because in my mind, there's probably a kraken down there. Okay, so there are different levels, but still, how is the water falling while underwater? Well, it's not. While there is places where the water does literally fall underwater, like in the Denmark Strait Cataract, due to water temperature and whatnot, that is not what's happening in Mauritius. No, it's more of a sand fall. Because while it looks like the water is falling, it's actually sand. Yes, what's happening is more of a complicated erosion process. Mauritius has copious amounts of sand that gets whisked around the coastal region of the island by the ocean currents. And when that sand gets pushed over the submarine plateau, it plunges down 4,000 meters to the deep ocean floor, creating the illusion of an underwater waterfall. So yes, while you may be a little bit upset that it isn't in the literal sense an underwater waterfall, this does have an upside. It means that it is completely safe to swim over it, or surf if the waves are up. I, however, am a little bit of a baby and would freak out swimming over that chasm, so I will watch you from above in one of the many helicopter rides, which are the best way to see the waterfall. But there is a twinge of sadness to the underwater waterfall, because although Mauritius is over 2,000 square kilometers big, it stopped growing a long time ago. And this erosion that is occurring is slowly shrinking the island, and eventually, like all volcanic islands, it will disappear along with the underwater waterfall. So don't miss out and make sure to go. Be one of the very few people in history to see this natural wonder.